Learn English through stories B19 PDF. Adapted and modified by Kulwant Singh Sandhu. Contents: 1. Mini Stories 4. 2. The Vain Crow. 3. The Thirsty Crow. 4. From Hot to Hot. 5. The Peacock and the Crane. 6. The Hell That Laid Golden Eggs. 7. Punctuation 4. 8. Picture Dictionary. 1. Mini Stories 4. A. Read the sign. Banta Sidhu lives in Canada. He's got many friends. His friends are Deepa, Jala, and Manku. One day, his friends and he were going to the beach. When they arrived, they were disappointed. A big sign was posted in front of the water. It read, "No swimming today." His friends noticed the waves looked very big. "It's probably too dangerous to go in," said one of Banta's friends. Banta decided to ignore the sign. Sometimes he did stupid things. Banta had been looking forward to swimming all week. The big waves looked fun. "Come in, guys," said Banta. He jumped in. Then a huge wave took him under. His friends ran to find a lifeguard. The lifeguard had to rescue Banta. "Can't you read?" he yelled. B. Earthquake. Banta Singh lived in Samurai with his parents. His mama Jai, Kerpal Joel, lived in America. After many years of waiting, Banta went California. He was new to California. He had been living there for 1 year. Banta loved everything about the state. The weather was great. The beaches were beautiful. Banta was planning on staying in California forever. One night, Banta was fast asleep. Suddenly, his bed started shaking. He jumped out of bed. Banta was terrified. This was his first earthquake. Banta had no idea what to do. He froze while everything around him was falling and breaking. The earthquake lasted 15 seconds. To Banta, it felt more like an hour. The next morning, Banta started packing his bags. "I've had enough of California," he said. Then he moved to New York City and started living there. See Manatee. Manatee. Banta lives in London. One day he took his 6-year-old son, Mintu, sailing. It was Mintu's first time on the ocean. They were having a great time. They were finding a bunch of sea creatures. Mintu was amazed. First, Banta spotted 5 dolphins. Dolphin. Then, Mintu spotted a big whale. They even touched a sea lion. "Look," called out Banta. He pointed to something swimming in the distance. "Do you know what that is?" he asked his son. "A mermaid," shouted Mintu. "A real mermaid." Banta fell to ground laughing. Mintu was confused. He did not understand what was so funny. "Mermaid, Jalpari." "That's not a mermaid," explained Banta. "That's called a manatee. Their nickname is sea cows." D. The Big Plan. Suman Devi was visiting Bollywood. A new movie was being filmed. Her favorite actor was starring in it. His name was Banta Singh. Suman wanted to meet him. She had a plan. She was going to sneak onto the set. Then, she would look for him inside. Suman knew that once they met, she could get him to fall in love with her. Suman arrived at the set. There were hundreds of girls standing around outside. All of them were dressed in black. Apparently, they had all come up with the same plan. It was time for a new plan. They didn't have to sneak in anymore. They could now fight past security together. Inside, they would find the handsome actor. Then all the girls would start fighting each other. A scene at a bus stand. Last Monday, I went to the local bus stand to see off my sister. The bus stand was humming with life. I mean, it was crowded. It presented a cross-section of Indian society. There were separate parking stands for different routes. There was a bus parked at each stand. Men behind the counters were issuing tickets. The conductors were shouting to attract passengers for their respective buses. Every passenger seemed to be in a great hurry. As soon as the bus was full of passengers, the conductor blew his whistle. The bus moved out of the stand. Another one immediately took its place. This activity was going on endlessly. There were also many young and old vendors. They were selling newspapers, magazines, pens, diaries, etc. 2. The Vain Crow. In a daring raid, a crow swooped through an open window, grabbed a hunk of cheese from a farmer's table, and flew away. With the cheese still safe in his beak, he settled on a high branch. Just as he was about to tuck in, there was a voice. Crow. The crow saw a fox below. Well, that was nifty work, to steal a treasure from under the farmer's nose. I'd have been proud of myself if I'd done it, and we foxes are expert thieves. The crow hopped along the branch delightedly. And now I look, said the fox. You're a striking creature. People go on and on and on about the peacock, but what good are they? Strutting about and shrieking, waste of space, if you ask me. You're smart and you're beautiful. The crow liked that. You have black silken wings, eyes like jewels, and your claws, your talons, why, I bet in a fight you could take out an eagle. The crow puffed out his chest. I don't think I've ever heard you sing a bird like you, said the fox. I bet you've got a wonderful voice. Have you got a wonderful voice? The crow nodded his head up and down. You have, said the fox. Would you do me the honor of singing for me now? The crow eagerly threw back his head, opened his beak, and down tumbled the cheese into the fox's mouth. 3. The Thirsty Crow. Once there lived a crow with his wife and 2 children. One day, as usual, he went to work to get food for his family. His wife stayed behind with their children. While he was away, the weather changed from good to bad, very bad, terrible. The sky was dark. The air was thick. Lightning flashed, and thunder clapped. Winds blew hard. Heavy rain started to fall. It was a thunderstorm. Their nest was destroyed. The crow lost his family. He was living alone. 1 year, it did not rain. There was no water in the nearby lake. The crow was very thirsty. He flew all over the fields looking for water. For a long time, he could not find any. He felt very weak, almost lost all hope. Suddenly, he saw a hut. The hut belonged to Baba Chinta. Baba Chinta was a saint. He had a few acres of land and a well. He drew water from the well every morning. He filled the pitcher, which lied outside his hut. The crow saw a water pitcher below a tree outside the hut. He flew straight down to see if there was any water inside. Yes, he could see some water inside the pitcher. The crow tried to push his head into the jug. Sadly, he found that the neck of the jug was too narrow. Then he tried to push the pitcher to tilt for the water to flow out, but the pitcher was too heavy. The crow thought hard for a while. Then, looking around it, he saw some pebbles. He suddenly had a good idea. He started picking up the pebbles one by one, dropping each into the pitcher. As more and more pebbles filled the pitcher, the water level kept rising. Soon it was high enough for the crow to drink. His plan had worked. Moral: think and work hard. You may find solution to any problem. 4. From hot to hot. Banta lives at his farmhouse, near a village called Baba Sangdija. One year it was really hot. The temperature was higher than 40 degrees centigrade. The days were hot. The days were hot. One day, Banta turned on the living room fan. He turned on the dining room fan. Both fans were on high speed. They made a lot of noise. But they didn't blow cool air. They blew hot air. They blew hot air everywhere. He turned off the fans. He phoned his friend Jaga. Jaga lived in a small town called Goreya. Jaga helped Banta to buy an air conditioner. The next day, the air conditioner was installed. Banta turned on the air conditioner. He closed all the windows. He closed the front door. The room began to cool down. It got cooler and cooler. Banta was super happy. In the evening, he opened his favorite whiskey bottle, Peter Scotch. He drank quite a bit. He had his evening meal and went to sleep in cool rood. And he heard a bang. It was a loud bang. He thought a plane had crashed onto the house. But it wasn't a plane. It was the air conditioner compressor. It had broken down. He opened the door. He opened the windows. 5. The Peacock and the Crane. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful lake near the wood. Around the lake lived many birds. Peacock, crane, parrot, songbird, kingfisher, etc. The peacock was very beautiful. He was very proud of his beauty. He would always display its beautiful feathers and make fun of other birds. The other birds began to get very annoyed with the peacock's constant boasting. He needs to be taught a lesson. They all crowed. I have an idea, said a crane. Leave it to me. One day, the peacock met the crane on the bank of a lake. He said to the crane, with a sneer, "What a colorless bird you are. Your feathers look gray and dusty. Look at my gorgeous feathers fashioned in the glory of the rainbow. I look so majestic." "Yes, you are beautiful, but I don't envy you at all," said the crane. "What? Don't lie," said the peacock surprisingly. "I can fly up in the sky with my wings. I travel around the world and go wherever I want. All you can do is strut about on the ground. Fine feathers alone don't make fine birds," said the crane and soared up into the blue sky. The peacock was ashamed and kept quiet. Moral: it is better to be useful than to be beautiful. 6. The hen that laid golden eggs. One night, a poor couple had a visitor. They gave the visitor the little food they were left with and slept off without eating anything themselves. Next day, the visitor came and gifted the couple a hen. "This hen can do magic. She will be very helpful," the visitor said and left. The wife was surprised to see that the hen had laid a golden egg. She told her husband, and who took the egg and sold it for a large amount of money. But after some time, the couple got greedy. "I am sure there's a lot of gold inside her. Let's cut her open and remove all the eggs at once," said the husband. But when they did that, they found no gold eggs. In greed, they lost the magical hen as well as their chance to have golden eggs. Moral: greed can make you lose everything you have. 7. Punctuation 4. Quotation marks. Use quotation marks around the exact words that someone says. You put the mark at the beginning of the words and the mark at the end. Use a comma before the last quotation mark to separate the words from the rest of the sentence. "This bike is mine," said Banta. "I would like some apple juice, please," said the little boy. "Let's play computer games," said Lena. Suppose the exact words that someone says come after the rest of the sentence. In this case, put a full stop before the last quotation mark. Dad said, "Come inside and have lunch." "Jean," said Mom, "please turn your music down." Put question marks and exclamation points in the same place as full stop before the last quotation mark. "Is this the way to the station?" the man asked. Sam said, "Can I borrow your pencil?" "Don't do that," said Mom. Jean said, "What a great movie." Colon. When you are reading a play script, notice the colon between the name of a character and the words that they speak. Jackie. What have you got in the bag? Maggie. My swimming suit. Jackie. When are you going swimming? Maggie. This afternoon. Would you like to come? 8. Picture dictionary page.